Hello and welcome to another question and answer session brought to you by Path That Adjusts Ministry. This is going to be 2520 part 2. In our last video concerning the 2520, we dealt with Great Controversy 351 and as well as the two visions in Daniel chapter 8 verse 26. The Mare vision, which is a portion of the vision of Bible prophecy, as well as the Calzone vision, which is the complete or entire vision of Bible prophecy. One, the portion of Christ in the most holy place of the heavenly sanctuary, that is the 2300 days. And of course, the prophecy that covers all of the kingdoms of history and prophecy, Babylon, Persia, Greece, pagan Rome, papal Rome, is dealing with the 2520. Now, we want to look at the silence of Mrs. White because oftentimes people use this as an argument to say that Sister White never spoke about the 2520 in her writing, so therefore it cannot be a valid time prophecy. But of course, if we use that argument, then we can also look at other time prophecies that Sister White does not necessarily speak about, but we know that they are mentioned in the Bible nonetheless, such as the 1290 prophecy. We realize that that is a biblical prophecy in Daniel chapter 12, verses 11. But to my knowledge, I don't believe that she ever actually specifically mentions the 1290 in her writings. Now, when we go to our Bible, we find in 2 Kings 22:13, in the time of Josiah, where the book of the law or the law of Moses, the book of the covenant, was lost during the time period of Manasseh, his grandfather. We find that now when they went to go and repair the breaches that were in the temple, we find that Hilkiah the high priest actually found the book of the law. It says here, "Go ye inquire of the Lord for me and for the people and for all Judah concerning the words of this book that is found, for great is the wrath of the Lord that is kindled against us, because our fathers have not hearkened unto the words of this book, to do according unto all that which is written concerning us." So, verse 14, Hilkiah the priest and Ahikam and Akbar and Shaphan and Asahiah went unto Huldah the prophetess, the wife of Shallum, the son of Tikvah, the son of Herhaz, keeper of the wardrobe. Now she dwelt in Jerusalem in the college, and they communed with her. Verse 19, "Because thine heart was tender, and thou hast humbled thyself before the Lord, when thou heardest what I spake against this place, and against the inhabitants thereof, that they should become a desolation and a curse, and hast rent thy clothes, and wept before me, I also have heard thee, saith the Lord." So they go to Huldah the prophetess so that they can get greater knowledge and clearer insight as to what this curse meant in the book of the law. Now, of course, in the book of the law of Moses, there's only two places where we actually find the blessings and curses of Moses for keeping the commandments or breaking the commandments. That's found in Leviticus 26 and also Deuteronomy chapter 28 and 29 and chapters 30. Now, Huldah, the prophetess, had been there all along, but she did not say anything concerning the book of the law until it was brought to her and they actually inquired of her. So she perfectly knew well that this is a fulfillment of the curse of Moses, written, of course, from Leviticus 26 and also Deuteronomy 28 to 30, which had already started in the time of Manasseh, 677. And yet she was silent on the subject, did not say anything until it was brought to her attention. But when they asked of her, she knew exactly what it meant. Now, when we look at the writings of Sister White, she clearly endorses both the 1843 and 1850 charts as actually being a fulfillment of Bible prophecy. She said that she saw that this chart, or these charts, were actually in the Bible, and that the truth was to be made plain upon tables, speaking about the first and second and third angel's message. And of course, we realize that on both of those tables you have the 2520 time prophecy with Leviticus 26 and as well as 2 Chronicles 33 dealing with the captivity of Manasseh. So she spoke about the 2520. Although she does not say 2520, she speaks about the prophetic periods that they thought ended in 1843, they saw that afterward were to extend to 1844. And so there's two prophetic periods on the charts that they thought ended in 1843, but we saw ended in 1844 after God's hand was removed and the mistake was explained. And of course, that's the 2300 days, and also dealing with the 2520. Again, this is the Mare vision and also the Calzone vision, or the portion of Bible prophecy that deals with Christ, or the complete vision that embraces all the kingdoms of prophecy that scattered and trampled God's people underfoot. Ezekiel chapter 3 verse 26 says, "And I will make thy tongue cleave to the roof of thy mouth, that thou shalt be dumb, and shall not be to them a reprover, for they are a rebellious house." So there are times where God's people were actually indeed rebellious, and in the time of the rebellion, the Lord would actually cause the prophets to not say anything. He says, "I will cause your tongue to cleave to the roof of thy mouth," and that you were not going to say anything. But we realize that at some point, the jewels of truth, our foundations and pillars that are on our tables, would have to be covered up with dirt, rubbish, and sand and shavings. And when would that be? When would be the earliest date when these foundational truths will begin to be removed or begin to be taken away from our understanding as a prophetic people with a prophetic movement and message and mission? Well, we're going to deal with this in our next question that we're going to have, but we do hope that these verses have helped to give you some insight and have given some answers to your questions. And as always, may your eyes be enlightened as you've tasted a little of this honey.